All right, so shocking, I'm bringing another whiskey to the table. You've been doing a
You
lot of the
never
wine
do
thing
that.
lately.
Yeah, I know.
I've been doing the whiskey thing. So
Wine and whiskey.
we're always at least starting our beverages off with a W. That at least we have, we've coherent on that.
Narrowed it down to one letter.
We narrowed it down to that letter. But what I tried to, with this one in particular, I have been doing some of the higher proof stuff lately, kind of been getting you into that, hopefully to kind of open up, your palate and your mind a little bit to those kind of things. But then I thought at the same time, thanks to suggestions from you in chat, which we do listen to you, if you ever want to comment, you hop in Discord, like I said, comment on a YouTube video, anything, leave us notes below on other stuff that we should be trying. But this was one that came recommended by multiple people in chat, not only for quality and for that kind of more barrel proof type strength, but also the thing you're always looking for, which is a good value.
Good value.
So hopefully we have found all of that in this Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Old Grandad 114 Bourbon.
That's correct. It is the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I did a little bit of research. This picture right here, this guy right here, Basil Hayden himself.
Oh, and we do like Basil Hayden, the bourbon.
The OG.
Yeah.
The OG, we do. And this is one of the, I guess the only other than Basil Hayden, this is the only one that uses that same higher rye mash bill.
Okay.
So the reason this one obviously can still be called bourbon is because it's mostly corn. So the blend
51%.
of this one, yeah. So this one is 63% corn, 27% rye, and 10% malted barley.
Okay.
Aged 4 to 5 years from what I was able to find online. And again, 114 proof.
Okay.
You already know what it is. Should I just say the price now? Should we just get that out of the way?
Might as well. Yeah, you told me. So
$20.
$20.
I've seen this up to like some people have been saying this is great for under 30. This is 20 at least in Southern Arizona at Total Wine.
Okay.
$20. I was like, okay. I've had multiple people that I trust recommend it, say, hey, that one's pretty good. I don't have expectations to be like, oh my God, that's the best I've ever.
Right.
But what I am hoping for out of this bourbon is that it's like, okay, this is decent as a sipper. And that this is a good option for mixing into something because it's a higher proof. Will stand up like if I'm making a Manhattan, if I'm making a whiskey sour or something like that. So that's what I'm hoping for out of this.
We did recently when we had that, what was it, the 1792, the Kirkland version.
Well, that one was excellent.
And that was
that was a bottled and bond.
That was a bottle. That was a 1 liter, right?
Correct.
And that was like mid-20s or something. And that was a great.
Yeah, that was $25, and
that checked. That was one that recently that checked all the boxes for me. So.
I would definitely say that one probably hit everything for you because that was that was not only a great whiskey, but it was also it hit the price box as well.
And after last week's discussion and comparison of Glencairn and New Orleans glasses and how they affected the flavor profile, we've decided to use the New Orleans because this is a higher proof. Yeah,
I'm kind of starting to go to this for some of the higher proof things. We did just open this a little while ago. I know you don't really decant a whiskey, but we have definitely found that it's kind of nice opening them, letting them either open up in the glass, open up in the bottle a little bit before, just to kind of let a little bit of the alcohol kind of come off.
Right.
That can definitely make a difference, but hopefully the New Orleans will help out with that as well.
Yeah.
Nice color on that though, kind of like dark honey, like marmalade,
as we joke
orange
about
marmalade.
Sometimes that the bourbon should just be a color on the Pantone scale.
It really should
different,
be.
Different shades of
a few
bourbon.
different shades of bourbon.
Yeah,
this one's a rye.
Orange, that orange, brown, honey, all those things kind of together.
Yeah. To the aroma?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it's that you did have it open a little bit, but it's not overly hot. It doesn't hit you real quick.
It's not. I'm kind of surprised how the alcohol, like I'm getting it, but I'm surprised that it actually seems to kind of weave into the aroma. Like I get like,
it's a part of that.
I'm just starting to get like, I'm like, oh, is that alcohol going to like hit me a little bit too? And then it's like, oh no, now I'm getting, some nice, some rye aroma, getting a little bit of spice in there, getting a little bit of cinnamon.
I get the cinnamon.
And those kind of things. Yep. And then also I'm like, oh wait, I'm getting heat again. And then it kind of keeps hitting some waves. Yep. What else are you getting in that?
I do get the cinnamon, but it's a subtle and it's more of on the sweeter side. I get a little bit of sweetness in there with that too. A little creamy, and then like you do get the rye, you get a little bit of that
spice and
that
some leather and a little bit of oak in there maybe.
That's in there too.
Overall, fairly simple nose, like nothing like it's not like, oh, I'm getting this, like when we pay for like expensive stuff, you kind of hope for like, oh, what is it? Oh, I'm getting this. I'm getting like, but there's
it's pretty straightforward, like, and you would know, okay, I'm drinking a whiskey.
You would know you're drinking a whiskey. That's a good way to put it, honestly. But yeah, nothing, no faults, as we used to say in the coffee terms.
That's right.
There are no faults. All right, well, let's see if the taste.
It's also faultless.
Yeah, let's see that.
Spicy.
Yeah, that is definitely. I'm getting some heat on that one.
Wow.
I'm definitely feeling the heat.
And you're pushing me to decide.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting some heat. Definitely the taste.
Wow.
And kind of like a lingering heat, like where it kind of comes in waves, where I'm like, oh, it's letting off a little bit.
Oh, no,
there
a
little bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
It's here. Now it's here.
I really like the initial flavor though too. The oak comes through. There's a nice woody, like even more of like a woody oak barrel, like charredness to it, like that comes through. Still a little bit of sweet. I wish there was like maybe a little bit more in the flavor, I guess, like a little bit more complexity because of the proof that it's at. It's not being watered down. I thought maybe some more flavors would come through. Yeah. But what comes through is still good.
Yeah, I'd like a little more. And I guess I want to kind of approach this as I don't know the price, that I'm just drinking 114 proof whiskey or bourbon. And yes, I would want a little bit more. I'd also want a little bit more body too. I wish I had a little bit more mouthfeel.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at that too, because usually that's what I'm hoping for when I get something that's a higher proof. It hasn't been watered down as much, and then usually there's a little more viscosity, a little more of everything else to there. But I am surprised, like I said, we talked about the price right at the beginning. I'm surprised for at $20 what I am getting out of this.
Yeah.
I would be interested to mix this into something else to see how it shines through. Does it just come through as like alcohol heat and a little bit of bourbon? Is there enough flavor there to really come through in a mixed drink? Like if I made a Manhattan, if I made something else, a whiskey sour, like does it really shine?
Second sip is really wrapping around the front of my tongue.
Oh, is it?
With spicy goodness. Bordering on spicy. Ow.
Bordering on spicy ow.
On spicy ow. No, it's there, and it did. It kind of like hit me underneath, and then on the bottom of my tongue, and then wrapped itself back around.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's almost like it's lassoing the front of your tongue. That's kind of funny. I would agree. I do get each time. Like I said, I like the oak. I like I said, it's not like it is more of toward a like the char actual wood, maybe even into leather, like something like that. I'm getting more of those kind of flavors as opposed to when we have the Woodford Reserve, the double oaked, where that's like a sweeter kind of double oaked.
Right.
This one is not that. It's more toward the spice and the fire and those kind of things. So yeah.
It definitely still is warm as it goes down for sure. So yeah, if you're out if it's a cold winter's day, a cold winter's night, definitely this will help keep you warm.
Yeah, I would be intrigued. Like maybe actually next time, like I said, when we do a podcast, I would like to make a mixed drink with this, just to kind of follow up. I don't think we really have time for it tonight.
Add it to the eggnog.
But yeah, I mean that too.
The onog.
But I would like to try it as like in a mixed drink to see, does it complement enough?
Yeah.
Because obviously one of the mixers I like using, I like the Elijah Craig small batch, because that can usually be found around $30. For a bottle. That's kind of like my good upper range of something that adds a lot of flavor and complexity to the drink. I wonder how much this really shows up, or if you're just like, oh, there's some spice and some whiskey. Like maybe it doesn't add quite enough for what's here. Like maybe it doesn't come through, but it's depending on the mixed drink.
In a Manhattan.
Because the Manhattan
might get a little bit lost though with all the other things that are.
That's
in
what
there.
I wonder.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
It would be interesting to tame some of that heat, but still allow the oak and the wood to come through. But anyway, that's what we'll have to give a try. To on a future podcast. But overall, what do you think for?
Probably for me, I'd want I guess more of a mixer, not necessarily a sipper for me because it doesn't have the body I would want. And it's just a little bit. I think that warmth will dissipate to some extent as you sit with it, but it's a little warm and not quite enough body. But especially for $20, probably be a good one as a mixer. I think that I would agree, but we will definitely have to check that out. And if you want to find out when we do that podcast, a great thing to do is be following our website at AboutBeverages.com. That's where you can see all of the videos, podcasts, reviews, everything we have done over the last more than a decade. Everything is there. So if you want to find an archive of all of that, go there. If you only want the latest videos on YouTube, that's the place to go there, because that's where you're going to find the videos. Everything. If you want to hit the subscribe button, we'd appreciate that. You'll get a little reminder that says, hey, they got something new.
usually a couple things every week. So
full-length show.
Yeah, we always have the archive.
Standalone podcast.
Yep. Archive is up on Tuesdays, little standalone podcasts. Like I said, sometimes depending on what's going on, we may even have a couple podcasts. So yeah, I'll definitely be hitting that. If you only want audio, we've got you covered there as well. Obviously, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast. If you have a favorite podcasting app of some sort that you like using, search for About Beverages, and we will probably be there, along with some pillars.
The pillars, the 3 pillars of social media that we use are Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most often to keep you up to date on all of the happenings and fun at AboutBeverages.com. And I tweeted earlier tonight when we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings, depending on your time zone. For our particular time zone, it's around 5:30 Mountain, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. Do the math as to where you are, but but we do that most Thursday evenings, and we get together, we hang out on Twitch, and interact with our viewers, subscribers, and just talk about all kinds of things. Try beverages. Have fun. You'll get to see behind the scenes stuff that doesn't actually make it to the actual podcasts themselves.
That's true.
Also, throughout the week, Andrew's going to let you know what he's doing in the gaming world, what he will be playing, and what he will be enjoying while he is playing that particular game. So for all the latest news at About Beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.